Howdy there, folks. Today's video, I'm making some pulled pork. We're going to start off with the dry rub. I got some Lori's seasoning salt. Apparently, that is the super secret Krabby Patty formula. A lot of barbecue places use. Gonna add some salt as well and some coarse ground pepper and some white sugar as well. Don't really have much specific measurements. I just kind of add it in and shake it up, but you can add what other spices you like. Now on to the pig itself. I got a 10-pound pork shoulder, Boston butt, pork roast. I don't know. It's called a lot of stuff. But anyway, I don't trim any of the fat. I don't mess around with any of that. I like to keep it in. And I am just gonna go ahead and rub it down with some yellow mustard. It's a binder, and then I'm gonna add my seasoning very generously on all sides. Now I mentioned this in my barbecue chicken video, but once again I will say it, make sure you pat in your seasonings, not rub it in. Despite it being called a rub, I think we should change the name to a pat, not a rub, because you want to pat it in. If you rub it in, it gets all weird. I don't really know how to describe it, but if you've ever barbecued before, it may have happened to you. Alrighty, and I got my pellet smoker here, preheated, going low, 225 degrees, and gonna slap that big old piggy there. And I'm gonna close the lid and I will check on it in about 3 or so hours. Alrighty, it's been a couple hours and now I got a spray bottle here with some apple cider vinegar. Just gonna spray it. And I do this so that it stays moist and the bark on the outside doesn't get too crunchy there. But you can kind of spray it with whatever you'd like. But of course, make sure you don't spray it with, like Windex or something, because you probably die. I'm sure someone has done that at some point. But now at this point, I think this pig has been on here for, I want to say maybe about 6 hours. I don't go for time. I don't care about the time. It's about the temperature. But I think at this point the pig was like, I want to say like about 165 to 170, and it was starting to get pretty dark. And so what I do is I like to wrap the bottom of the meat because the top has the big old fat cap, and I like to let that render out. And so I put the foil on the bottom to cover the meat. I actually got this idea from another YouTuber, Chud's Barbecue. His channel's pretty awesome, and I like this foil boat method, because it keeps the meat from getting too dry. Alrighty. Now I had let that piggy smoke for several more hours till it hit about 200 degrees internal temperature. Look at that. It just falls apart. The shoulder blade bone just falls right out. You can even use it to chop up the meat like how I do here. And I don't like to tear up the meat like super fine. I like to have some texture. Yeah, just mix it around really good. Taste it for seasoning. If you got any leftover dry rub, you can always add some more. I think I did as well. Add some more flavor. And I also made some barbecue sauce. Same recipe from my barbecue chicken video. And barbecue sauce is kind of optional. I mean, all of this is kind of optional. You don't have to make this. I don't know. It's up to you what you want to do. It's your pork. It's your yeah. I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is make this how you like. That's what I did, and it was really good. So yeah, thanks for watching.